Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Sorry right off the bat I shake you. Still getting used to this camera setup, trying to adjust the lights, but that'll be good. Alright, today I had a trouble kind of figuring out what we were going to make, but I've been needing to make a album for my daughter's friend for her wedding. So I am going to just make that with y'all. If you want to craft with me, I use chipboard. The first time I made this, I just cut up some cardboard boxes into 6x6 squares or 8x8, whatever you want. You can use old cereal boxes. I learned how to make these albums from Brenda on May Made It, her YouTube channel. And I love these little albums. They're a whole lot of fun to make. I've made plenty of them and given as gifts. They're just a lot of fun. This is one I made with a Simon Says stamp, the papers that came in their Valentine kit. And it's just a whole lot of fun to make. And what I did was, I have a notebook. Well, I probably have way too many notebooks with ideas in them. Never know where they all are at one time. But I watched a video and kind of illustrated out some ideas as far as how you could do pages. And I kind of pull this out if I get stuck and can't think of something. It's a great way to do it. I have quilt ideas in here and jewelry ideas in here. I just journal ideas. Yeah. My brain is always thinking of ideas and I get overwhelmed and can't think of what to do next. So I like to write things down. Unfortunately, I write them down in way too many notebooks and don't know where they all are. We're going to mark this place. All right. I hope y'all are all doing good today. We are going to start this off. I just wanted to show you what one looked like finished. I don't think we're going to finish it today, but I can show you the gist of how to do it. Now, these were some papers that came in the Simon Says stamp set kit. I don't remember which kit it was. I know the stamp set was butterflies, and it's the Simple Stories Vintage Garden. And I got the papers in there, and then scrapbook.com was giving away this set of pieces and some chipboard stickers if you placed an order. So they all went together and I was ordering something and that worked out. So that's the set we're going to use today. The wedding, I think, was sage and pink, or I'm not sure. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of coffee. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is, if you can use 6x6 paper. This paper was 6x8, so I cut it down. So the first thing I do is I just like to cover all of the chipboard or cardboard, whatever you're using, with the paper. So I'm just going to pull out my full sheets of paper. And since these were, they're double-sided, and since they were a little bigger, I have all these extra scraps. So we're going to use those in our book also. I also like to find solid paper that matches or coordinates. So this was some I had in my stash, and the pink's a little bright. I may not use it, but I pulled these out because these went well with our papers, and I will use these to make tags to put pictures on. I have a little photo printer that prints the little 2x3 pictures, and I always offer that as a service if someone wants their pictures printed. That way they can fill their album with those. All right, so to get started, this part is super easy and kind of boring, but I usually know which paper I want to use for the cover, and I'm really not sure in this case. So I'm going to skip the very front page. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm really not sure what I want to use as my cover. So I'm going to go in and choose some papers for the inside. This actually wasn't in that scrapbook kit. It was a paper I got from Hobby Lobby, but I thought it went well, so I pulled it out. Let's see. The first thing I want to do is let's do these flowers. I use the art glitter glue for gluing all my paper down. It's great. It dries fast. It doesn't make your paper wrinkly. I love it. It does not have glitter in it. That's just the name. I buy mine from May Made It. Let's see. The chipboard is, they sell it in other colors, but they've been out of stock for a while. I have a pack of this black, but it's nice because it's black all the way through to the core. If you buy white, it was white on one side and craft on the other side, and I didn't like that very much. I mean, I cover it, but still the core was craft, so you couldn't really tell it was white. And this part's super easy because you're just going to go and cover everything. Now, the one thing you want to remember, and of course I'm going to tell you this because I've done it before, is make sure when you go to do the other side of your page, you don't flip it the wrong way. Okay, so this one is actually, that's the front, so we're not going to do that. But don't, like you have butterflies straight up here and then somehow you mix things up on your desk and then the next page you end up putting upside down, and so you flip it over and it's butterflies and then upside down flowers, which flowers wouldn't be that big of a deal, but let's say you did the flowers and then you had upside down butterflies on this side. There's ways to fix it, but I've done that before, so just be careful. I like to lay mine out. So this is my cover, which we don't know yet, so I'm gonna face it down. And then I like to put these, how they're going to be laid out in the book, to try to coordinate how I want the pages to look in the album. Let's see, I like that pink, that's nice. I don't like that. Okay, I think I like this the best, so we're gonna go with this page next. And you can put your glue on the chipboard, or you can put it on your paper. I personally like to put it on the paper. Works a little better for me. Just go with what works best for you. And if it's not lined up perfectly, it's fine. I do like liquid glue because it gives you a chance to kind of shift things around a little bit. If it overhangs a little on the edge, you can always go back and trim it. I did not pull that one all the way up to the top, so it does overhang a little bit. So just take our scissors and trim up right along the edge. Like that. And if some of the chipboard shows on the edges, you're not going to notice that in the finished project, so I wouldn't worry about it. It's just really not that big of a deal. All right, so we're going to flip this one over so we know we're on the next page. And let's see what we're going to use on that. I don't want all printed because then it becomes a little too busy. Let's see. I really like this green polka dots. Let's go ahead and use that. And if something's super busy in the background, you can use something on top of it, because all of this is just your background pages. We're going to be decorating and adding pockets and tags and everything else, so it's really not going to be that big of a deal if something doesn't, something's a little too busy, or, you know, you can use your decorations to, I don't think I cut these exactly 6 by 6, but that happens. I find I have used every paper cutter. I've been doing paper crafting since 1997, and I have never ever found a paper trimmer that cuts exactly right. I do have a really large, like, rotary one. It does best out of all of them, but there again, it's very large, and it's not something you can just move from place to place very easily. Now I do like these birds, so I'm gonna put those across from the green. They'll look really nice. Have a little busy on one side and a little bit. We can use some birds to decorate the page across from it. Been really having a hard time lately. I like to do so many types of crafts. I like to do quilting, and I have a quilt I need to finish, and I like to make jewelry, and I like to make journals, and I like to do this, so make cards, and just some days I just don't know what I want to do, and then I end up doing nothing because I get overwhelmed and I can't figure out what it is I want to do. So I've been having a hard time lately focusing. The other day I made a list of things I wanted to do, but then as soon as I finished making the list, an idea popped in my head, and there I was off to do something that wasn't on the list. But that's just how it is sometimes. I am planning to open my Etsy store soon, so I've also been thinking about that. Hopefully I can get my daughter to help me with some pictures and things when she comes over, so I can get that started. That's something I've been talking about doing for about 4 years now, and just never will sit down and do it. Oh wow, this is gorgeous. Look at this together. That's beautiful. I don't think I ever flipped this page over to see what was on the other side. I really like those together. All right, so we're gonna put this one down. Really want to do some metal stamping. I haven't done that in a while. I don't think I could film doing it. It's very loud, lots of hammering. I don't think that would be very enjoyable, especially for people who listen with headphones on. Of course I could edit and figure out how to mute it, but I'm very intimidated by editing, so I haven't done any editing as of yet. My children have tried to, and my husband, support me in trying to learn to do the editing, but it just hasn't happened as of this time. Okay. I know this is kind of boring, but if you're crafting with me, you know, it's something that you're learning to do. And if you don't have the supplies the first time you watch the video, that's a great thing about it being a video. If it's something that you want to do, you can get your supplies and then come back and watch it later. I do that quite often when I'm watching videos, so I can learn to do things and then watch it all the way through and then come back later and actually do it. All right, so I've run out of the large sheets, which isn't a big deal. I'm going to piece them together. I have these scraps over here. And so I am going to, let's see, which one of these do I like better? I think I like this one better because I want to use the pink. So we're just going to make our own paper, just like this, and stick that down. Oops. Of course, if this bores you, watching me glue paper down, you can always fast forward until we get to a part where I'm not gluing paper down. That's another wonderful thing about video. You can just skip ahead if that's what you want to do. All right. So I'm just going to skip this last page. Well, might as well glue it down. We won't do the back cover right now. I don't really add any decorations to the back cover, so we won't worry with that. I think I like the pink on the bottom better. You know what? I'm going to do it on. This is what I do. I'm very indecisive. I actually started paper crafting. The first thing I did was scrapbooking, and I love to scrapbook. I have lots of scrapbooks, and then I quit doing it for years, and I started doing quilting, and I also love quilting. But those things take time, you know. Scrapbook layouts, you can do them pretty quickly sometimes. I never did because I'm very indecisive, so it take me 20 minutes to figure out where to put 5 pictures or 4 pictures on a page. So I really got into card making. I sold Stampin' Up! For a while, and what I love the most about card making is you can complete a project in a short amount of time. You feel accomplished, you got something done. So I really love to do card making, and I love teaching card making. And I, excuse me. My throat is dry this morning. I also like to do the junk journaling, which is something new I've come across. But what I love about that is there's so many aspects of it. And I'm so ADD going from one thing to the next that you can just switch what you're doing all the time. And that's just, I just love that. Making tags one day and then making something else the next, and then throwing it all together into one gorgeous journal. I really just love it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the cover, and I really like this together. Celebrate Today, since it's for their wedding, and so this covers that part, and so we don't waste this paper because we might want to use it as an embellishment later. We're just going to cut this bottom part off. Let's glue, oops. This glue, if you don't put the pin back in it when you're using this tip, it will like dry up in the tip. Now I'm going to make the front a pocket. I love making it a pocket because you can stick some pictures in the front or some journaling. The tags are great for pictures or journaling. I know I was always intimidated about doing the journaling in my scrapbooks, and still a lot of the scrapbooks I've completed for my children have no journaling on the page because I was going to go back and do it. Well, I have never gone back to do any of it. Thankfully some of them do have journaling on them, but unfortunately I haven't been very good about that. All right, now we're going to make this a pocket, so a top pocket here. So we're only going to put glue on 3 sides so we can stick things, of course, in the top. I don't know why I say we. It's only me. All right. Okay, so that looks great, but it looks a little bit plain. So we are going to see if I have some decorations. Now this is the cover, so we can put, you know, decorations on it. Unlike inside the book, it may be a little harder to put some fluffy stuff, which that really doesn't stop me. I still add the fluffy stuff. Now I've pulled out some things Let's see if any of them go. The Ziploc bag is not cooperating, or perhaps I just am not awake yet. Let's see if I like any of this. I don't like that. We have this leaf. We could put the leaf. I don't want it to cover up the Celebrate. And it can overhang the pocket, that's fine. And we can put some of these flowers. That's pretty. I would like them to be pink. Let's see if we can find a pink that matches. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. I just had these at my desk, and before I started the video, I moved them. But let's use my alcohol markers and see. This might be close. Oh yeah, that looks nice. So I'm just going to color them. Alcohol ink is permanent, and you can use it on fabric and other non-porous surfaces like metal. If I wanted to color the pearl, I could do that, which I may do that on some of the other ones, color the pearl instead. Oh, that looks really pretty. Okay, so I'll put that there. This one I think I'm gonna leave white and color. Let's see if we can color the pearl. I've actually never tried to do this. I've just seen people do it. Let's see. Y'all know I'm all about experimentation, so I can't tell if it's coloring the pearl, but then again, there's a lot of sheen on it. Okay, I don't think it is. We're just gonna go ahead and color the flower because I don't think coloring the pearl was working. If you had like your alcohol refills, you could easily do it with that. And I have Copic or Copic, however you want to say it, markers, alcohol markers, but there's tons of alcohol markers on the market, and any type of alcohol ink would work to do this. All right, so let's see. If we want to make all three of the flowers pink or one white, I think, let's see, that's the same color. Okay, see, this is what happens. I start to overthink things. I don't know if I like that pink now with it. I guess it blends well. Okay. This is what happens, overthinking. I hope other people overthink things too, and I'm not the only one. I get stuck on a page and I'll do it forever because I start overthinking. I don't like this gigantic border on here, and I don't tend to do inking on my mini albums. Just never have. The inking is for the journals, which I guess if you wanted to use a journal style book for an album, you could. I think that would be a neat album. Could do some different stuff with it. Maybe a heritage album would be nice. I probably will not do more than the cover today. Showed you how to get started, and we're going to decorate the cover, and then I'll save the rest maybe Friday when I come back. I'm planning on doing my videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Now I may just do this next Wednesday, Friday. I may do some more clean and simple cards with some of the images I've already colored. Kind of complete that. And leave Mondays for journaling or junk journals. Trying to, you know, find what works. I would love to say I could just do journals or just do card making, but that's not how my craft life is, so I'd have a hard time making videos in that way. I like that better with the smaller border on it. I didn't cut it exactly perfect, but I don't do perfect because it doesn't exist in the crafting world. I'm trying to see what part is going to stick over so I don't put glue on it. I think I already put glue on some of it. That will go over. Make sure it doesn't stick. Okay, there's no glue on that. All right, great. I did it. Okay. I'll test out some of my markers later and see if there's another color that kind of goes with that darker pink that's on the page, and add a little bit of highlights to that. These do have stickers on the back, but I always put glue anyway because I don't trust stickers, especially on a cover like this. It might fall off later. This is going to be handled a good bit, so I just want to make sure it's going to remain stuck. All right. So that's our cover. We may put some decoration right here along the edge. I think that would look nice. Let's see. Find a strip of, I probably should have done this before I did the flowers, but that's okay. We can come across. I just want to have something up there along the edge. All right, I like that. So we'll put some glue on there. Kind of just defines the top of the pocket, since they're both white backgrounds. Now this glue will dry clear and has a matte finish, so it's not going to look shiny if some of it slips out from under your design. That's another thing I like about it, which there's tons of glues on the market. This just happens to be my favorite, which I did make a huge mess with the glue. Sometimes I'll do this, which that's not super straight. Come back and pull the glue up that went over. All right. Cut off this excess. Okay. Now the next thing we'll go ahead and do, because this is important as far as when you're going to go and start decorating your journal, is not journal, sorry, I have journal on the brain. When you start decorating your album, you want to know where your holes are going to be. So if you put a pocket, you don't want to put a pocket where your holes are. You can go back and punch holes in it later. It's just better to know where your holes are going to be. Let me see how long we've been. Oh, well, we might do, let me just do the holes on the cover just so you can see how I do it. I like to come in 1 inch from the top and 1.5 inches from the top and 1.5 inches from the bottom. And I do not see my ruler right this second, so I'm just going to pull in another book I've worked on and use it as a template. Usually I just put a ruler on there and I measure and draw holes, but we'll just use this template because after you do one, then you have that one to measure the others. But this is how I would do it once I've done one. I would measure it up, use where the holes are, use a pencil to mark the spot. And I use the larger hole on my crocodile, and I usually have it set, let's see how far in it goes. I can, let's see, that's too far. I guess it's 1/2 inch. Let's see. Yeah, it's 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to go in and punch that. And then once you have those punched, and now you could have done this before you put the decoration. I kind of knew where my holes were going to go, so I didn't have to worry about that. But, excuse me. My allergies are horrible right now. You just don't want to put anything where your holes are going to be, like something you can't punch through. So when I'm decorating these, I can make sure that I don't want to put something that's going to, like a ribbon or such as that, that isn't easily punched through on my pages. Okay, so that is our cover. We will come back and decorate. I'll probably do this again on Friday, next Friday, and Wednesday. I don't know what day of the week it is. I apologize. We'll do this next Wednesday. We'll finish work on it some more. I may do some more of it and just show you what I've done, and then we can do a little together. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great day, and thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.